Good morning, everyone. Yep, it's me by myself again because Todd's still is along the Rhine on his creek. Who all's in here this morning? Good morning, Jabbas. Good morning, Lag. You at Mom's place this week? Okay. She's making Spider-Man pancakes. Did you really need to get out more? Good morning, Mr. Bumcrack. Hope everybody's doing good. Beats me. I don't remember when he's getting back. He'll get back when he wants to. Hell, he's probably got back on Friday of last week and just not telling anybody. Good morning, Vintage. Yeah, Mike. We'll talk about that in a minute. How is everybody going? Did everybody have a bunch of sales over the weekend and yesterday? I took yesterday off. Yeah, I think he does have a 2 week cruise. Um, and I hope he's enjoying himself truly. Let's see. Beth Reseller Rowboat said she finally got her power back on after like 6 days. Oh, he was in Amsterdam yesterday, like. Um, Anyway, Beth says she's got her power back on. I hope all you other folks down in Texas have gotten your power back on, and things are getting sort of back to normal. You're drying out and whatnot. Yay for power back on. I remember those days after hurricanes. Yeah, we can have a heavy. Matter of fact, we were having a thunderstorm last night. I got the what's that thing called, honey?
What?
The battery power pack. What's it called?
The EcoFlow?
Yeah, I got the Echo Flow out and made sure it uh was fully charged because we can have a bad thunderstorm and we lose power in our neighborhood. Good morning, Sheila, the Carolina Picker. Would that be South Carolina or North Carolina? And thanks for coming over from the Cajun Roots. Speaking of North Carolina and South Carolina, we were listening to the RNC, and I guess all our politicians are in at the RNC this week. Javis, we haven't had to use it yet. And because we have it, we probably will never need it because we have it sitting there and I'm trying to keep it charged. And because I've told the story before, when I was a teenager in high school, like senior year, I had a Jeep CJ5 with 4-wheel drive. Not one time. I had that thing for 2 years, junior and senior year. Okay, let me put that in there before people start saying that you were in your senior year for 2 years. Anyway, never had a bit of snow, never had a bit of ice. The only reason I had the 4-wheel drive locked in on it was because some friends of ours would go riding out in the woods. I'd go to the lower part of the country, the state, and go 4-wheeling with my cousins, but never had any bad weather. So now that we've got this, we will probably never lose power again, which is fine. But it's pretty handy dandy, I think, Jabus. Especially that you can charge it from your charge it back up from your car
And solar.
and solar because we did get the solar panels with it. Um, the beautiful state of North Carolina. Uh, major. Can you tell us a major city you're near, if you don't mind? Raleigh, Charlotte. Excuse me. That's the state of Charlotte. So, um, Yeah, we haven't had a bad storm here, ice storm here in 3 or 4 years. It's that global warming that the Democrats keep talking about.
Well, considering it's going to be 107 today.
Heat index. Good morning, Tactical Z. The morning. This. Don't know. Uh, Bridget, if you happen to be in here, is that true? Not that I'm saying that you're lying to us, Felix, because you'd never do that. Um, yeah, the Carolinas are beautiful states. Oh, you're near Raleigh. My son went to NC State, so I traveled to Raleigh quite a bit for a while. Uh, yeah, that would probably work out good. We got it, Jabez, so we could, if we did lose power, we could plug our refrigerator into it and keep it cold. And we could play. We're going to try if we ever have the opportunity, which I hope we never have the opportunity, to plug it into um, our router and our cable box, so we can get Wi-Fi if the power goes out. Because the theory is, if there's power, if unless the cable network is knocked out, it should still be flowing. Good morning, Anissa. Hope you're doing good this morning. Well, it's supposed to be 107 with the heat index today here in Charlotte. Good morning, Julie. For those that's on my Facebook group, um, shut it, Scott. And unless you're doing something, you need to come here. Let's talk about a few things. Um, let's see what I was on say. Oh, it's supposed to be just 107 here today. I posted on Facebook. I shared a thing. It was like I opened my front door and I thought I was checking on my cornbread. You know, you open when you. I'm sure if for those that cook cornbread, you have to open the door every once in a while to make sure it's browning like it's supposed to. Uh, what are you laughing about over there?
Someone asked me what I did this weekend like I'm some sort of mountain climber. I'm 50 years old, Linda. I was on a heating pad eating nachos.
um, yeah, I can still make ice because I have an ice maker. Oh Lord, Felix, it's 133 there.
Oh
Why
my
are
gosh.
you still living there, dude? You're rich. Why don't you have a summer home in the Swiss Alps? Oh, 33. Okay. Um, is that supposed to be 93, Julie? Okay. If it was getting down to 3, I was going to say, are you in Antarctica? When did you go to Antarctica? Yeah, summer home in Alaska. Um, just the regular temperature, it's supposed to get up to 98 today, and then it's supposed to slowly, gradually, over the next 7 days, go down to like 84. So I know you folks out in Texas and Arizona and whatnot. I know y'all are just cooking over there. It's it's almost 58 in the basement. Lag, yeah. That's the reason Roberta wants a house with a basement in it so we can have food and recliners down there so we can go down there and be cool. Uh, So, everybody's had a great weekend. It was full of surprises. Ours is like 68 degrees. Oh, wow. Dude, I'm surprised you don't buy them by the dozen if they're as hot as it is out there. So you can always just keep popping them in and out. So, Anissa, did you watch the speech on Saturday and any of the RNC? And Felix, I would imagine that would be the kind of system it would take. You buying capacitors by the case? Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be high. $2,000 a month, Felix. As I said before, why are you still in wherever you're at? I know you're not in Dubai, but you're out in that area. You need to load the family up and move to Switzerland for the summer. Oh, Anissa, you can't. You just have to roll with this. There's dumbasses out there, you know. We have a few float through here. The Teamsters. Roberta was playing highlights from the convention, and the Teamsters spoke, and I didn't listen to all of it, but that says a lot. But I did hear the part where he said it was going to be 100. It's been over 100 years since they spoke at a RNC convention.
Or any convention.
Oh, any convention. Well, Felix, you could just shut everything off except one room and send the children and the wives out to Germany or Switzerland, because you'd still save a lot of daggum money. What's RNC, the Republican National Convention, lag? Um, Javis and Nissa want some tea. Yeah, and I believe because the Teamsters have lost a lot of membership because they have no jobs. Um, Wait a minute. Well, don't y'all feel so close? You have the wife and two kids all sleeping in one room. Um, you know, and our current administration has not done a great job protecting American jobs. So I feel like that the Teamsters are not. They're trying to save their ass. That's my opinion. But we do need to bring jobs back to the states. But as I said, these companies have too many stockholders. And by the time they make all the stockholders happy, there's not a lot of money left for the employees. What's a Teamsters? Lag, you have internet, you have 5 different computers sitting right around you. Google it. So, You know, he started off his speech by saying something like that he had been getting ridiculed by his fellow members and from the left. And two things: it's his job to look out for his people, and if that means he has to go that he has to go to a different party to make sure his people are taken care of, then that's what he's got to do. That's my opinion. And he's trying to save his job. Because if people are not working, they're not paying dues. I'm assuming that's how it works because I've never been part of a union and my family's never been part of a union. And that's because my father was self employed and he was in the construction industry before that and he was a farmer before that. Yeah, they're like a gang. Well, see, that's it. Now, when I was a teenager, the city I lived in, Rock Hill, there were textile mills everywhere. And they were all unionized. And there's not one of them standing now. Even the Celanese, that's what it's Celanese plant, but they called it the Celanese, like the Walmart. Anyway, it's gone. I mean, the plant is gone. It was a if you've ever been by a Celanese plant anywhere like Greenville or South Carolina or wherever, they're huge. They are gigantic, and it's gone. There's a 7-Eleven sitting where the entrance to it used to be. Oh, were you when you worked at UPS? You had to be a member of the Teamsters Union. Uh, yeah, I'm agreeing with you, Nessa. But my next door neighbor, they had a son who had MS, and he was in at the, he was it was a children's hospital, but it went or children's home. It went up to adults, and MJ, not Michael Jackson, it was Marion Jr. He was there because he required so much help that my neighbor and her husband just couldn't do it. And they both worked for Celanese, and they would go on strike and they would break the strike lines. And they would get all kinds of hateful phone calls, and their yards would get rolled. And one time they rolled our yard by mistake, and boy, Brad didn't appreciate that at all. He had the police out there. Um, but she had this they had this huge bill where their son was in this facility and um, they had to work. Yeah, Felix like like started that the kids that never leave home union, fighting for rights not to be able to kicked out. Yeah, South Carolina is a right to work state. No, somebody was talking about that, but Caterpillar, a man's tractor. Uh, But I was really surprised to see that the Teamsters president spoke there. And honestly, I'm sure the DNC knew about it beforehand. But don't you know when they got the word, they were they were losing their minds. What is lasagna? Damn it, Felix! Rocky, I can't type. Is that sort of like a Timu? That was for you. Um, it is in English, so that's good. Uh, can we switch this currency over to English? I mean American. Good morning, Kent. I knew if I said Timu, you would pop in here. What currency is that? It says it looks like a P. I was looking to see if I could flip currencies, but I could get. I don't see it anywhere. So, well, before y'all going to get a raise, I got to get a raise too. Oh, that's a Thailand site. So, what's the exchange rate? Really, the largest website in Southeast Asia. Okay, it's TEEMU, not Temu. Temu. So, who's been watching the RNC? Anybody got any comments how it's going? Okay, $1 to 36. So this $149 chair for buy one get one is like $3.82. Is that right? Yeah, that little asshole is. He just makes this. He makes himself at home all the time. He, he's a kitten. Well, he's a year old, but in regards to our other ones, he's a kitten, and he is just so full of energy. God, I wish I had his energy. Yeah, what did y'all think about? I watched last night a little bit. Um, what do you think about his Trump's vice president? Yeah, J.D. Vance is the VP pick. And I don't know anything about him, but one thing I am like about him is that in 12 years he'll still be a young man, and that's giving him 4 years under Trump to learn the ropes, and 8 years as president. Hell, his first kid will be just graduating from high school, which is good. That means we have some young, we have a young person in the group. You know, I've always said when Trump moved into the White House, and I always said it's nice to have somebody have an 8 o'clock bedtime because he's got school the next day instead of they're so damn old they got to go to bed. He's bringing beards to politics. I'm sure Beard to Picker would agree with that. Yeah, but you know what, Felix? One day he is a newer never Trumper, and now he is. People change. You know, look at the Teamsters. They're speaking at a Republican convention. That's way off. They've always courted the Democrats.
No, the Democrats always courted them.
Good morning, John. It's such a pleasure to have you in here. Vance reminds you of Perky. Yeah, he is kind of perky. So, yeah. And that right there, Mr. Say said that Vance said Trump proved me wrong. You know, that's a little credibility right there that he can admit that when he's wrong. Yeah, actually, absolutely. Well, who do you think will be president, Felix? If you say Trump or Biden will not be president, and this I agree. I change my mind all the time because give me 30 minutes and I won't remember what my opinion was on something. I've already forgot. Yeah, it is. Well, being that there's nobody else that's um, got a viable chance for it, I
Their only hope was to kill Trump.
yeah. Yeah, Felix, y'all don't even have the same political system we do, so you know. Yeah, I agree with you. Felix, you're not right. You're not right. And I'm not saying as incorrect. I'm, yeah, and you don't live here. So, but if you look at like the Australians and the British, um, it's they've been coming down pretty hard on the Biden administration. And of course, they don't live here, but they do affect what's going on. JFK Jr. doesn't have JFK Jr. Oh, you've been listening to Scott's show too much. Yeah, I agree with you that, Mr. Sadie, if the people of this country doesn't not put him in office, then it's going to be time to build a tight knit circle around you. Are you kidding? Let's sit. Where's Mrs. Sadie at to see this? Mr. Sadie has a basement. Yeah. John, when you say building your own circle, I don't know why they're having a debate. I don't know why the vice president should be having a debate. I really think it needs to be I think they need to have like an employment interview. All of them, president too. Have a representative of the left media, a representative of the right media, and then go out and get some people off the damn street and let them ask their questions. Find out what their concerns are and let them answer those questions. I'm with you on that, Mr. Sadie. I'd rather have a horse than a camel. Kamala's stupid as a box of bricks. I'm sorry. Or she acts like she is. Hee.
No, that's not how she
Okay. And this Anissa says, junk trader, she says every time she cackles, Sadie does a shot. Yeah, that's the shot night. Everybody's gonna be live. Well, we'll have everybody on alive, and you have to do a shot of your favorite beverage every time she cackles. Yeah, Felix. Years ago, I had some neighbors. Actually, they had the farm that was backed up to my house. Um, they had Arabians, horses, and they were quick as lightning. But they had to keep their stud on the other side of the farm away from the mares because he would be a total asshole when them horses were around. Those mares were around. Um, Now, Mike, that's not nice. Kamala would lose to a pet hamster that watches The Simpsons. Okay, you can do shots of grape soda, lag. Yeah, I know, but she should be like cackling all like she does. You know, it's like a nervous laughter type thing to me. Yeah, I figured that would be a reach people sport. Falcon hunting with falcons. So, how do you think all of this nonsense that's going on with the election is going to affect your business? any worse than it already has. You were in your 40s before you ever gave a crap about politics, Mr. Sadie. You know, that's been what, 35 years ago? Okay, I missed the thing about lag flying over the house. Hey, now. Okay, I was waiting for it. Uh, yeah, I agree with you that she checked off a couple of boxes. That's why Biden had her. Let's see. Excuse me, Rocks. My first election was I voted for Gerald Ford, so you know how that went. That's when we got Jimmy Carter. Um, but you know, every Mr. Clinton and Mr. Obama was really on Joe's side until not NAFTA, NATO. Yeah, George the First, Felix. That's my first election. Yeah, I like Ross Perot. He was a good one too. He was a little firecracker. Um, you voted in 2008, Anissa. Damn, you're young. By that time, I already had like two elections under my belt. Absolutely, Mike. He's gonna be wearing that thing with that scar with pride. He's probably going to make sure that thing doesn't heal to the point that the scar goes away. Like it was Ross Perot, and he was a candidate. He did never become president. He would have probably been the first. He would have been a Donald Trump type president. Oh, how un-American, Anissa. You're supposed to exercise your right to vote. Unless you're voting Democrat, then exercise your right not to vote. Yeah, there's a picture. There's a meme that I've shared. It's got Trump shooting double birds at people. He's got on his big aviator sunglasses with the stars and stripes on them, and under it in big letters it says "You missed." Really cool. No, not a Roosevelt man, nor Kennedy, nor Johnson. You fill out 17 of my family's mail-in ballots lag. I personally don't think unless you're in the military, you should be having mail-in votes. And if you're out of the country, that's the only way. If you're working outside of the country, then yeah, should be able to get a mail-in vote. Otherwise, get off your lazy ass and go down to your voting. Oregon is mail-in only. Are you being serious?
Well, that can't be corrupted.
Yeah. Um, but even the leftist comedians have gone really right since the daggum debate. Dang. Yeah, I thought you at first. I thought you were like Tom. McDonald loved rapping about lefties. Then I figured that you were talking about Tom, Tom, not me. You going to send your vote to Oregon? They'll probably be glad to have it because right now the left coast is the only um, the left coast is like purely Biden. Oh God, Mr. Sadie, that's sad. You would vote for Bill Dance if he ran. Oh Lord, he would have Navy One out on the daggum Potomac fishing. Yeah, he makes too much money. You're right, Mr. Sadie. Excuse me, Mike, the crazy card. But he's not, he is being totally handled by his handlers right now. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Is Jimmy Houston another bass fisherman? Big bass fishing great again. Oh, then you'd have the damn PETA people against him, animal rights people. No. What he ought to do is he ought to take the man that bought that rifle, bought it legally like you were supposed to. He just didn't have it secured right. And he didn't teach his youngin', unless you're going out hunting for deer, you leave the damn thing alone. Because as I've said many times before, I knew where all my life I knew my dad had a handgun in his nightstand drawer. I knew where all the shotguns and rifles were at, but I knew that my ass would be torn off by a belt if I messed with them. Period. End discussion. And I didn't ever mess with him because I was scared he'd make me get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go sit in a deer stand. I think that's a lot of it right there. Jimmy Houston. Is he? Oh, he is a bass fisherman. I should have known. Damn that blonde hair. No. No, I just wanted to see who he was. My brother is a big bass fisherman. Bass fishermen. A majority of the bass fishermen are assholes. No, I wasn't fact checking. I just wanted to see who they are. Y'all mention people and things like daggum Lazada, which sounds like a Brazilian dance. Um, you know, assholes. I mean, just because you're fishing in a tournament, don't mean you can cut me off from a bank. And I had one guy do that, and then I put his $70,000 bass boat up on the shore because that 21-foot winner would make a lot more of a wave than that bass boat did. Yeah. I'm a pretty hip guy. I know. Unless you start rapping, I'm pretty in there. I'm a groovy dude. Seriously. Oh, God, my eyes. So, how many of y'all going to? I know poor Mr. Sadie's got to. He's got to get out and deal with the estate. Yeah, they do. They really, Jabba, they really do. Um, Other than Mr. Sadie, that I know has got to get out in the heat. What are the rest of y'all going to do today? Did anybody go into any? Got to throw some retail in here, some eBay in here, and this will threaten to unsubscribe to me again. Did anybody go to any yard sales over the weekend? Jabus, I've never pulled any of them from the water, but I've had to pull them back to the landing because they ran out of gas or they blew their engine up. One guy blew an engine. It was Johnson. Threw a daggum rod through the side of it. Sleeping source. Yep, that's it. You're listing and shipping, and then you're gonna make your kids take them out. Jabus, you're gonna make your kids take them to the post office for you. Just from what I've been hearing, Anissa, from other, listening to YouTube resellers, everybody's having slow. Even the ones that's really um, big sellers, they're having it's slowing down. Probably because people are worried about how much your damn power bill is going to be, so they're not buying anything. and can't. She's going to hunt you down and come over there and kick your butt. Um, that's just, Mike. That is just too stupid. You think people are trying to get primo price for it, Anissa? You say that the garage sales are crappy, high price junk. There's been a lot of YouTube shorts, Mike, about people waking up that live down in Florida, and there's alligators laying on their back porch and in the shade. Big old alligators. Well, it's only. I'll tell you. No, I don't care about the 2024. I typed in how many days to, and the first choice was election USA election day, and the other one was Christmas, and it's 162 days till Christmas. Oh my God, we got to start shopping. Oh, backing up to the election thing. Has anybody read? Has anybody read J.D. Vance's book? Hillbilly Elegy. You tell them.
Sorry.
Anissa, you're supposed to have full rights. You can silence him if he gets out of control. You remember that. You have the power. The C word. Sorry, Mr. Sadie. Oh, Lord. But remember that, Anissa. You have the power. Um, yeah. I guess he won't jab us. It's it's sad that the state of the world, the United States, has got to where it's at. We're supposed to be the most diverse group of people on the planet, and we're acting like a bunch of redneck trash. Yeah, I was assuming you were talking about Christmas, Mr. Sadie. Oh Lord, I was listening to a guy one night. He was having a panel show, and he only has like two moderators. Nobody else has a wrench. And them girls, because they're both ladies, they run his show with a or his chat with a tight fist. They would. I had never been there before, so I was just listening. But some of his longtime listeners, man, they were getting silenced and everything else. Yeah, can't USA is still the far the best in the world because if it wasn't, there would be like, let's see what the current count is if they'll it can give it to me. Uh, how many people are on the USA? What's it called? Honey, when you want to go to another country and work, you get not a work permit, visa. Uh, I can't think and run a show at the same time. Immigration. There's like 45,000 people in on the lottery to get immigration visa. So to be a shithole like we are, and 45,000 people still want to come here to live and to work, that sounds like that's a pretty good. We're not as bad as we were. No, the border jumpers. No, what you got? What is that, Felix? Can't get it from here. Oh, I can't ban image. What is that? It won't let me open it. Are you sending me to a spam site because it won't let me open it? Uh, you're on the list 14 times, lag. You're an American citizen, aren't you, son? If not, we're gonna have to ban. We're gonna have to see, make sure ICE comes and gets you and takes you back to wherever. I'm pretty sure he's going to. That wall is going to be. There are two things I think he's going to do. That wall is going to go back up, and that oil line from across Canada into the United States is going to go back into development. And all, as I told Roberta earlier, all those people that are out up there picketing and protesting against it that are U.S. citizens, when they arrest them, they need to make sure that they lose their driver's license for life. We won't make it life. Let's give them 25 years. Yeah, lag is like this homing pitching pigeon I sold one time. I sold that bird 45 times before he died. Yeah, he's got a tunnel all the way from his basement down to Mexico or into Canada. Okay, it's 10 o'clock. I got to go. I got places to see and people to do. So thank y'all for coming in and hanging out with me. It seemed to go a little bit pretty fast to me. Good morning, Glenn, as we're shutting down. Uh, thank y'all for coming in here. I'm assuming, Beard, are you still listening? If you are you doing your show tomorrow morning? All right, Glenn. Is it raining like crazy there, Mr. Sadie? Stay dry. Hey, Ping. I'm sorry, I didn't see you come in. If you've been in here for a while, you just sneak in. You're like lag sneaking in. So anyway, y'all all have a great day. Try to make some money. I guess Scott will have his show. Bearded Picker will do his show in the morning. And I'll see you on Thursday. Bye.